Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. We are playing some more Soul Sisters version 2.0. I'm Adrian, by the way, if you didn't already know that. And what do we think of this opening hand? Keeping a one-lander hand is super duper risky, even for this deck in which we do have a very low mana curve. So we are going to mulligan it. We're going to try and get more lands. I think this is fantastic. Let's keep this. It's fantastic largely because we have Squadron Hawk, because we can play down our Soul Sisters or our Soul's Attendant. And another land on top. I think you're going to go on the bottom of the library. Don't really want a fourth land right away. I'd rather get some more gasoline. Also, yeah, I don't really want it. Anyways, what I was saying. Yes, yeah, because first turn we're going to play down Soul Sister. Second turn we're going to play down Squadron Hawk. Fill up our hand with Squadron Hawks. Going to be awesome. Going to be the best thing you've ever seen that there ever was. And no one can argue with that, I think maybe not. Anyways, doesn't really matter. We are playing Soul Sisters, and what are we? I'm guessing we're playing against Charbelcher. Search your library for a basic land. I am guessing we are playing against Charbelcher, because this guy, which our opponent just flashed to us, the only decks I see this is being played in is Charbelcher. I could be wrong. It could be something other than Charbelcher, but I'm pretty sure it's Charbelcher. So that is going to be a thing, because our deck is really good against Charbelcher, specifically because we gain a bunch of mana, or because we gain a bunch of life, and Charbelcher relies on doing X number of damage. That being said, Charbelcher also runs, like, Wormcoil engines, so we're going to see how that pans out for us. And we draw another Ghost Quarter anyways, even though we put it on the bottom of our library. Neat. Well, let's play Squadron Hawk, and get a bunch of Hawks, and then we will swing in for one, I guess. We could have played this actually second main phase. Probably should have. Yes, we're going to go get some Hawks. And we're going to get all three of them this time. So let's make this a little bigger. 1, 2, 3. And 3? Not with 3. I want all three of them. There we go. And yes, let's get that. Fill up our hand. And always, yes, always yield. I don't need to be seeing those triggers and deciding whether I want to gain life or not. I should just be always gaining life. And let's go to combat, swing for one. And ship it to our opponent's turn. Again, if it is Charbelcher, which I'm willing to put money down on it at this point, that is Charbelcher, that we are just really well paired against it. I would not be surprised as well. Hold on, what? Economic force you control. Maybe it's not Charbelcher? Maybe not? What is this? What is this? Okay, well, we're seeing something else. Maybe it's not Charbelcher. Or unless it's some strange version of Charbelcher. What do I think? Well, I think the best course of action is probably... I don't really want to play Ghostly Prison. I could play another Squadron Hawk. I could play an Honor the Pure and swing it for 2 in the air. I think that's probably what we're going to do. You know, Honor the Pure, 2 in the air. I mean, obviously we could play a Squadron Hawk this turn and then swing it 4 in the air next turn. Arguably also a good option, but I think this is the way we're actually going to go. Get 2 damage in and then ship it to our opponent's turn. Playing Ghostly Prison, obviously it's more effective on mana-wise, but it's not going to be that amazing for us. Especially if we are playing against like a Charbelcher deck or something similar. It's just not going to be that effective for us. Let's see. Let's see what our opponent decides he wants to do now. Yeah, we are waiting. Coffee. Who else likes coffee? Who doesn't like coffee? Actually, that's more a better question. Who doesn't like coffee in the morning? Rampant growth, getting some lands. Yeah. But yeah, who doesn't like coffee? Seriously, I am a giant coffee fan. Always have been, probably always will be. This guy's getting really big. Playing that Ghostly Prison soon is going to be a really good idea, simply because we're going to have to force him to be paying down a bunch of mana, which he'd be using for other stuff. Mind you, he has a lot of mana right now, so it's not going to be that bad for him. Swinging for 6. Woo, scary. Not going to block with my Soul Sister, because we are gaining life from her, which is kind of helping us stabilize. But we are going to start playing some Squadron Hawks and getting in... Ooh, Soul's Attendant. Do I play Soul's Attendant? What do I think? So let's play the Ghost Quarter. Double Squadron Hawk or Soul's Attendant Squadron Hawk? What is the better line of play? I think Soul's Attendant Squadron Hawk, but it's going to be second main phase. First main phase, we're just going to swing with everything. Attack with all creatures. Obviously, we could play Ghostly Prison, but I think we're going to race our opponent because we're going to be gaining life. So he can do us a bunch of 6 damages, and we're going to do him more damages in the long run. Damages. Technical term for more than 1 damage. Just made that new verb up myself. In combat, let's play as Zol's Attendant, and then we're going to play a Squadron Hawk. Not searching up anything with Squadron Hawk, but we will play a Squadron Hawk anyways. We obviously could have used Ghost Core to like blow up his land, which is theoretically possible. I'm not really too concerned about it. Always yield. We don't need to do this, so no to the Squadron Hawk. You are always yes and always yield now. Yes. And you should already be set up. And let's ship it to our opponent's turn. So next turn we'll be swinging in the air for 4 damage, which is fantastic for us. Makes me feel happy inside. The coffee may be adding to that as well, just throwing it out there. Because I'm drinking coffee. As you guys may know, I film most of my videos in the morning. I get up at like 6 a.m. and film my videos usually until about 8:30, which then I now go to work, which is pretty rad. It works for me quite well is what I'm saying. Are any of you guys morning people? I mean, I feel like morning people are like a strange batch. I mean, very strange batch at that. And 7, no, we'll take 7. Just because, I mean, like, I enjoy sleeping as much as the next guy, but I also enjoy getting up nice and early and doing all kinds of stuff. So, it's one of those things. So, here's the question. Do we play the Ghostly Prison or not? It would force him to be paying down a couple lands, but right now he has a lot of extra stuff, so yeah is the technical term I would like to use. I would like to swing with everything, but I would actually like to gain some life first. So we are going to play Squadron Hawk, and then we're going to play the second Squadron Hawk, just so we can get all of these things going on the stack. No, we don't need Squadron Hawk. Those are yeses. And then we'll play the second one. I should have done the other way around and left up a plains. Actually, no, because the Ghost Coder, we can leave it up for something else. Like blowing up his land. Or blowing up one of our lands, for that matter. Because right now we are at 5. Mind you, we need 6 for Sun Titan. So, yeah, sort of. Either way, let's swing in. Swing in. Attack, all creatures attack. He may chump block at this point. Maybe. I don't think he would, but he may chump block. Because he has a bunch of land all in play. Let's see. Does he chump block? I think the answer is no. The answer is no. And do we get rid of the Cinderglade? I think no. I think we're just going to leave it. I think us keeping up that land may actually be more helpful in the long run. So, yeah, our opponent needs to figure out what he's doing. He needs to either kill us this turn, otherwise we're going to be swinging in the air with a bunch of damage, which, enough damage to actually kill him. Oh, opponent says GG, going to sideboard. Okay, so we're playing, I'm not sure what we're playing against. It is strange. We're playing against something very strange. So strange, in fact, I think that we need to put in Aven Mindcensors because he's doing a lot of fetching. We also probably need to put in, what, Suspension Fields? Nah, because most of his activated abilities right now are all mana abilities, so Suppression Field doesn't do anything for that. I called it Suspension Field, I know. And what else? Day of Judgment, maybe not. Brave the Elements. Brave the Elements may be a good idea as well, but I don't think it's actually that awesome of an idea. What do we pull out is the next question. Ghostly Prison is decent, but I think we're going to take out one of them. Actually, I think we can take out both of them. I don't think we actually need the Ghostly Prison, simply because he's doing this like mana ramp thing where, I mean, he's going to have more than enough mana to pay for his stuff anyways. As soon as at least he'll play it this turn and then just pay for it next turn. So I think this is going to be it. I think just throwing in the Mindcensors, 1, gives us a flying creature, and 2, we can actually make it so he can't search his library for his precious lands. And we're not keeping this opening hand because we have no lands in it. We need lands. Turns out, wow, who would have guessed? Lands. We can keep this, though. And Pridemate on top. Yes, please. And this is going to be game 2. What do we think? So there's that searching that thing he's doing again. It seems very strange. I mean, it's a very strange kind of deck. I'd assume it has Charbelcher in it. And it may be like a budget version of Charbelcher that we just, I don't know, maybe. Completely possible. Okay. Well, let's do the Soul Sister thing and ship it to our opponent's turn. Try and save as much time as possible. I mean, we're already 3 minutes down from our opponent because I'm commentating and because Soul Sisters is a little bit slow to play on MTGO. Oh, look, he's bolting our Soul Warden. That's sad. I like Soul Warden. Why do you have to be so mean to her? It's all good. It's all good. Let's play Suture Priest. I mean, whenever he plays creatures, he's going to take damage. Whenever we play creatures, we gain life. So that's fine by us. Especially because we're going to play Pridemate next turn, and he's going to get a +1 counter on him anyways. So that's pretty rad. And our opponent plays another forest. Lots of lands in hand, seems like. No, I mean, he fetched up 1 land. Sorry. So not a lot of lands in hand, but some lands in hand. And what is our opponent planning on doing now? Very strange. It's a very strange deck he's playing. I'm interested in see what like the overarching win condition is. I mean, I'm assuming it's not the guy that has power and toughness equal to the number of forests you control with a Rancor on it. I mean, that seems pretty darn dangerous actually, if you ask me, because it's just not consistent enough. I mean, what if you only draw like 2 forests? He's untapping forest. Yeah, because what if you draw like 2 forests and you're like he's a 2/2 for something? Goblin Charbelcher. Remember that time I said, I'm pretty sure it's a Charbelcher deck? Goblin Charbelcher implies that it is a Charbelcher deck. So, this is going to get pretty funny pretty fast. I should have guessed that, actually. Now that I think about it, I should have been like, you know what I need to do? Definitely put in some artifact hate, just to be safe. Okay, playing the Pridemate, he's going to gain some life. And yes. And you're going to be always yes. I don't think we're going to last more than like 2 turns right now. We're not going to be gaining enough life fast enough. So, yeah. And I don't think we're going to be able to kill our opponent quick enough. Yeah, again, we need to be... I guess he can actually fire off Charbelcher a couple times. So maybe our deck isn't very good against Charbelcher. We're about to find out. If we lose to Charbelcher like 2 times in a row, then I will say that we're not very good against Charbelcher once he gets a Charbelcher in play. Mind you, we do have... right now 2 cards in our deck that actually deals with Charbelcher quite well. Banishing Light, and it's funny, he's Charbelchering to blow up our Ajani. 20 cards revealed in the reveal zone. We can actually basically take a look at his deck now. Yep, definitely a Charbelcher build. Pretty normal one. So he probably has 7 lands in his deck. A lot of times this is referred to as a 7-land Charbelcher deck, which I actually have a budget version that's been brewed up, and I've like posted it for videos. Like, hey, who wants to see a budget Charbelcher deck? And not many people want to see it. It's pretty cool. It's basically the idea of Charbelcher, for those people that don't know what Charbelcher is. It uses Goblin Charbelcher, which is when you pay 3 mana, tap it, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land. And then you deal damage equal to the number of lands that you reveal, or equal to the number of cards you reveal to target target creature or player. So, as you may guess, that tends to do a lot of extra damage to stuff. What do we think? Our 2 options right now are Squadron Hawk or Honor the Pure. I think Squadron Hawk is probably the better bet of the 2. So yeah, so basically what ends up happening is you run... for Charbelcher deck, you run like the bare minimum number of lands that you can run. Yes, we're gonna get up those things. So usually you can run 7 lands and be quite successful, and basically meaning that like as you pull out those lands into your deck, you basically, as soon as you fire off Charbelcher, you have a very good chance of doing like, in this case, 49 damage. But likely it's going to be something around like right now, because he has probably 4 lands in there. If you divide this by 4, it's probably going to be doing like 11, 12 damage each time he fires off Charbelcher right now. And yes, gain some life. And then we're going to go and swing in for 1. So that's how Charbelcher works, if that makes sense. I don't think I explained that very well, but that's how Charbelcher in a Charbelcher deck works, is you have very few lands in your deck, fire off Charbelcher, do a whole bunch of damage. And usually because Charbelcher sticks around, you don't have to sacrifice it, you just tap it. You can do it like 2 or 3 turns. So, yeah, it gets pretty scary. So there you go, he's pulling out another land out of his hand, still has enough to fire off Charbelcher, and you can do it on our turn as well. So that's the thing, he can like hold on, hang out. Interesting. Yeah, he can like hold on, hang out, do it on our turn. Which is usually when you want to do it. You usually want to do it on your opponent's turn when they're like, you know, in response to them attacking or something. Looks like he's doing it now, specifically to our Suture Priest, which is a thing that's going to happen. 12 cards, 12 damage to Suture Priest. I think it would be actually more effective for him just doing it to our face. Because, I mean, he would have done 10 last turn, another 12 this turn. We probably would have been dead. So, I'm glad that our opponent is deciding not to Charbelcher our face right now. So, we could play Spectral Procession. Yeah. I think we're going to swing in for 1, and then we are going to go to second main phase, play Spectral Procession. Next turn we're going to play Honor the Pier. Because that'll get us a bunch of more bodies on the field, and he's not going to just keep Charbelchering them. Mind you, he can be Charbelchering our face pretty hard right now. And there we go, 1, 2, 3. The other option would be actually to blow up the mountain, which I don't really want to do. I'd rather actually keep it up and potentially keep Sun Titan in play, because we can, if we get Sun Titan into play, we can actually grab some of our other things out of our deck, out of our graveyard. Specifically, we can be grabbing our Soul Warden back, or our Ajani's Pridemate back, or our Suture Priest back. Lots of options right now. And next turn. So yeah, next turn we're going to play Honor the Pier, which is going to be fantastic, because then we're going to be swinging in for 8 damage, which means we have technically 2 turns. So he plays a Arbor Elf. I'm assuming he doesn't Charbelcher like one of our creatures. I mean, it seems pretty silly. He should be Charbelchering our face, is what he should be doing. But apparently he is not. Oh, Soul's Attendant. Okay, so let's play Honor the Pier. Get it into play. And then let's go to combat, swing with all the stuff. I am quite tempted to actually play the Soul's Attendant, because it'll gain us a little bit of life, slowly, not a ton of life, but it'll gain us a little bit of life, and it'll actually potentially allow us to stabilize. It'll prevent him from playing a bunch of more mana dorks, and as we play stuff, which, I mean, we have some stuff in hand, it'll actually potentially stabilize us just a little bit. So our opponent takes 8 damage. Putting him down to 8, which means we are swinging lethal next turn. So, Soul's Attendant, ship it to our opponent's turn. It is the fate of your world rests in your hands, good opponent, sir. He's probably going to blow up. He should be going for our face. Okay, finally he's going for our face. This is the better bet. I mean, he could have killed us already if he would have just kept going for our face. Oh, and he totally lucked out. So, he just revealed how many cards. Oh, very interesting. So apparently he actually is running like 4 lands. Well done. Well done, opponent. That is very, very impressive. Okay, so Condemn, you come out. You are not going to be at all good in this matchup. Disenchants, you need to come in, because we can't deal with Charbelcher. Suppression Field also comes in, because that will help us deal with Charbelcher. Brave the Elements. Charbelcher is colorless. Doesn't matter. Aven Mindcensor is decent. Sun Titan, you are just way too slow for this matchup, so you come out. Procession is good. Proclamation is mediocre at best, so it might as well come out. Yep, you can come out. And I'm actually thinking... What am I thinking? Secure the Wastes might be an okay idea, just to get a bunch of bodies on the field, in hopes that we can swing in with them. I think that's going to be the way we go. Okay, let's run her back that way. Again, we have a bunch of things to help deal with this deck. It is going to be, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a very close one. We are playing first, though, which is a huge benefit to us, and this is a pretty solid opening hand. So we're going to keep it. We have, again, Spectral Processions, which means we're going to get a bunch of bodies on the table real quick. By real quick, I mean turn 3, which is not that quick, but it's quick enough for me and how I feel like playing right now. And especially if we draw into a Honor the Pier, I mean, that's going to be a ton of extra damage, which is very good. Also, when we have double Soul Sisters, also very good. I guess we need to play land first. Cancel. Play land first. Land. Soul Sister. Tapping land. Ship to our opponent's turn. Go for it. Okay. Let's see how this pans out. It is going to be close. It is going to be a close game, guys. So hold on to your butts. So close, indeed, our opponent doesn't want to play against us. So I'm going to call this a win. I'm going to call this a, like, man, turn 1 or turn 0. This is like legacy level winning right here for us. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though our opponent decided he wanted to scoop the match. I'm Adrian, this is Giant Monster Games, and until next time, don't forget to game like a giant monster.